And often, the program that's offered on behalf of safety is really pursuing something quite different. So I talk a lot, as you know, about red light cameras in the book, which turn out to be, the short version would be a scam. They often make intersections more dangerous. And what happens is when the cameras go up, they shorten the yellow light time, which is why they get more dangerous. In addition to people seeing the camera and slamming on the brakes, but if you shorten the yellow light, then you get more revenue. So this is a way to collect rents from perfectly reasonable behavior by setting up a system that is at odds with our natural reasonableness. Because in fact, people don't want to crash, right? And so you can rely on that to do a lot of the work for you.
So shortening the yellow light cameras increases revenue, but if you lengthen the yellow light, the amber time, it becomes very safe, and they choose.
It's very sensitive to that variable.
Yeah. Yeah, and you go through this, and I happen to live in the District of Columbia, and we apparently in 2016 generated $107 million. And if you include red light cameras and parking tickets, $193 million. And so in one way, it's first of all, it's a critique of what you call the safety industrial complex, but it's also kind of a great example of public choice economics, where the stated purpose of a public policy sounds like it's in the public interest, but you have to sort of lift the veil and look at the interests of the parties that create the policy. And in this case, they just want the money.
Yeah. So, right. There's nothing new or especially interesting about municipal corruption. It's always, especially when you look at Chicago, there's a great story in the book about Chicago, where it turns out somebody, the transportation manager, was getting a kickback of a few $1,000s for every camera that went up. And he was probably serving as bag man for people higher up the food chain. But in any case, so municipal corruption, right? Bad, but not terribly novel. But where I think it does get interesting is when it's in the name of safety, that becomes a lever of moral intimidation to arrest criticism or even kind of, investigation about what's going on. And it took some really dogged and determined reporting by the Tribune to and they had to bring in traffic engineers from out of state to really see what was going on in Chicago, because, it's the machine. You don't cross it unless you live somewhere else.